It is time for Tech Tuesday. You know, video games are no longer just for humans. A startup company is creating video games for dogs.
Oh my gosh. Plus, a genealogy service wants to take you back in time through art made by artificial intelligence. Joining us live with this week's top tech headlines and more is our expert, Greg Nibbler. Hey, good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Yes, we've got a weird things this morning, but I think it's going to be pretty fun. So the first one, like you mentioned, from myheritage.com. So it's a genealogy site. You go there, you send in your DNA. They tell you your family history. And now they're testing out some AI. We're calling it a time machine, where you can submit photos of yourself and it'll show what you would look like according to this AI art in different eras throughout history. I submitted myself into it, came back with some kind of interesting results. There's some from like the 1920s. Apparently that's what I would look like. We've got some like Egyptian royalty. That was supposed to be a 1930s scientist. Again, this is AI creating it, so some of it's a little disturbing. But it's kind of cool though and fun at the same time. So
Oh my gosh.
photos.
I like that
I
one.
believe that's a Civil War general.
Yeah.
That's what it would be right there. That's a Van Gogh version. So there's all kinds of weird ones you could do with this. And yeah, you submit these in and just showing kind of the proliferation of AI artwork and how it can interpret different things out. And I thought it would be actually a good thing for somebody, maybe for a Christmas gift, or if you want to do this for somebody else in your life. The free trial was gone yesterday, but it seems to be back. So if you go there right now, you can try it for free and get a certain amount. Even if you have to pay, I think it's $12. You get like 160 different weird, that was upsetting, weird rendered photos of yourself, but still kind of cool just seeing how AI can interpret different things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got some pretty good looks in there too, though.
Do you feel like
know?
there's a
Some of them are
time
good.
period where you think you fit better now because of the photos?
I mean, probably I would say like ancient Rome, obviously that's where I would fit in. The 20s might be my era though, too.
Okay. Yeah, I liked that. I liked that Civil War. You had some interesting facial hair. The AI gave you some fun beards in a
Oh
couple
my
of those.
goodness, yeah. Does look realistic though.
Yeah,
There's
it
no doubt
does.
about it.
Oh my gosh.
JoyPaw hopes to create video games for dogs. What's that all about?
Yeah, so this is a company. So JoyPaw is based out of the UK, and it's a startup. And what they've done is, I guess one of the founders at the beginning of COVID adopted a dog, and him and his wife found out the dog needed a lot more attention than they were able to give it. But he had worked in video games before. He's like, why don't I create a video game for the dogs? And that is what he has done. So this is actually a way to help keep dogs mentally, stimulated, but also to battle something later on called canine cognitive disorder. It's basically dog dementia. And he thinks that this is a way that can help mitigate a lot of that. So they created a screen that is saliva resistant, to where the dog boops the screen. They've got like a whack-a-mole game, and then the dog gets a treat as a reward out of it. And they're working right now on creating this as a package that could actually be sent out to where people could actually buy this and use it. They want the games to be updated. They even have ideas for dogs to compete against each other in different households for like top scores, or one that dogs compete against humans in. But really, it's just all about keeping the dogs, mentally their mental well-being, kind of at the forefront there. I personally really would like this. I adopted a husky who is very high needs a lot of attention, and this would be great for that. So I would like to get my hands on this myself. But yeah, it's pretty cool what they're doing here.
Yeah, my dog Samwise can join your dog in a video game league because I think both of them could use some entertainment
Exactly.
and distraction.
Yes.
I know he goes through a rawhide bone in like 30 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, what now? So video
thing.
games might
Yes.
be in his future. Yeah. Well, hey, a new scientific study shows off mind-controlled wheelchairs. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so this is coming from the University of Texas, and it's the idea of giving more mobility back to people who are quadriplegic. I believe this is tetraplegic they were testing it out on, but it's non-invasive. So what they did is they created a skull cap with kind of EEG readers on there, and then what that can do is actually take their brain waves. So they said that the way that it works is someone would think about moving their hands left, and then that would turn it left. Think about moving your feet right, that turns it right. But the way it worked is they were able to actually completely control this with brain waves. So that's kind of a first-person view of somebody rolling around on this wheelchair. And they did a number of tests with it. They got it to where they ended up having just a room with a bunch of clutter in it, and they were able to navigate around there just using their brain waves. So it's at the beginning of all this testing, but they're saying, eventually that this could be something that you could actually get out. And you could certainly see that maybe this would come with that kind of wheelchair, to where you would just put on a cap, again, non-invasive, so there's no surgery involved, put on a cap and be able to just think and move your wheelchair all around. So many implications and potential applications from that. Really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, that is
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of reminds you that basically our brain waves are electrical impulses. So if you can tap
Yeah.
into that, you can make something like that work. Greg, fascinating stuff. And again, I thought you looked good with the AI renderings. Those are really good.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And stay up to date on all things tech by following Greg on Twitter. He's at Greg Nibbler.